You don't have a chance without Jesus of Galilee. Unless you know something I don't. See, we all sin. We sin, we die. Number two, we go, they used to bury 6 feet deep, now it's 4.5 feet. Save money, you know. You say, I'm going into a hole in the ground. How are you going to escape that grave if there is no God and Jesus wasn't who he said he was? You tell me. Well, I'll take my chance without the Bible. You will? You don't have a chance without the Bible and divine intervention. Right? I got to go with him. Some cat called me up, ordered a duck call, and in the process of ordering the duck call, he used God's name in vain about 5 times. About that 5th time, GD, this and that and the other. I said, hey, let me ask you something. Why do you keep cursing the only one who could save you from death? There was silence on the phone. I said, you still there? He said, hey, Hoss, you got my duck call order coming? You got my duck call coming? I said, I got your duck call coming. And he goes, bong, he hangs up. I just asked him a simple question. Why are you cursing the only one I know of who can save you from death? So he hangs up the phone. 10 minutes goes by, the phone rings again. Hello, Duck Commander. He says, it's me again. I said, the question's still on the table. Why do you keep cursing the only one who can save you from death? Why him? He says, Mr. Robertson, I've never thought about that. I said, you never thought about your physical death? I said, you got physical death coming and you're cursing the creator of the cosmos. I said, let's see, you're over in Alabama. I said, you know what you ought to do? He said, what's that? I said, you ought to load up and drive over here. It's about a 10-hour drive. You can do it. I'll tell you a story about the one you're cursing. You may change your mind about him. He said, I might do it. I said, well, you sure ought to. Bong. 1 week goes by. Knock on the door. This cat steps in. He said, you know who I am? I said, I don't believe I do. He said, I was the fellow cursing God. I said, so you did come. He said, I got to know. I told him what I'm fixing to tell y'all. You know what he did? He and his buddy both. They bawled. They cried on my living room floor. I took them down the river and I baptized them in the river like they did in the book of Acts. They went on their way rejoicing, as they say. I never saw them again for 17 years. I spoke in a church over in Alabama, and some guy comes up and says, Robertson, you remember the fellow who was cursing God on the telephone? I said, I remember him. I said, I'd forgot him, but now that you bring him up, I remember him. He said, he's down there waiting on you. He's one of the leaders of this church now. See how it works, Oklahoma? Just one phone call. Somebody's cursing God. He just didn't know. What year is it this year? For a fact, last year was 2009. And the year before was 2008. And the year before was 2007. Let's walk it back, Oklahoma. You're going to get to 1,000 and you'll get down to 100, 99, 98, 97. Walk it back and you're going to get to year 1. Evidently, if we're all here agreeing, atheist or not, that it's 2010 years from something. And evidently, something rather large must have gone down 2010 years ago. Or we wouldn't all be saying it's 2010 years since it happened. Right? That's when God became flesh. Jesus. He said, we're all counting time by Jesus. These atheists, they write on their checkbook, oh, you know, October the 1st, 2010 years since Jesus got here. That's what? 2010 A.D. Anno Domini, year of our Lord. We're all counting time by him. I wonder why America acts the way it does if they really believe they're counting time by him. Well, if they're counting time by him, Oklahoma, he must have been here. Right? Well, I thought the Bible was a myth and a fairy tale. Well, what are we doing counting every year that goes by Jesus of Nazareth? I'll tell you why we're counting time by him. Because he came down in flesh, God did, and died on a cross to remove every rotten, filthy thing you've ever done. On top of that, 3 days later, he guaranteed all of us that dead men can come from the ground. It's the only shot we have. Unless you know something I don't. How are you going to get out of the ground? By the way, what good would it do to remove your sin if God couldn't get you out of the ground? Your grandmother, your grandfather.